Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is with Pennie on Tuesday, and we have a special guest today. Let me bring her up. Today we will be featuring Majestic, owner of Body of Nature. Let you introduce herself. Hey, why don't you tell everybody who you are this morning? How you doing?
Hello, Penny. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you. I'm glad to be here finally. We've been working on this. Um, I am first an expression of all there is, was, and ever shall be. That is God, that is. My name is Majestic. I am a San Antonian native. I am mom to one daughter and two sons. After 20 years spent on my heroine's journey, I returned home to San Antonio to care for my 85-year-old mother. I am a multidisciplinary creator and healer dedicated to the art of connection, bringing a decade plus of mastery in body work and soul healing back to San Antonio to guide the spirit and curate the extraordinary.
Wow. All that in one person. Okay. That is awesome. I know that's right. I'm really excited to be here. If you know, okay, we are breaking bread today and having this lovely fellowship, and you are the first guest.
I'm the first. I'm truly number one.
Yes, ma'am. You are the founding guest
Not
of
only am I
With
Majestic
Pennie
One,
on
I am the number
Tuesday.
one on the Penny Owens. What?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So I am really excited
Yes.
to feature you today.
Yes.
Stupid water. I do
Yes,
have some
see?
though.
Oh, okay, okay.
And yes, so I want to make sure that all of that is going good. All right. Because as you can see, technical difficulties just mix stuff up right there at the very last minute. Like it's really nuts the way that it works. But when you are determined, such as we are not going to let that stop anything.
That's right.
So yes, I'm really excited that you are here. And with Pennie on Tuesdays it is about real women, real stories, real challenges, just real truth. Okay. Nothing fake, nothing extra. It's making sure that people like me, you, that look like us, that move like us, that push babies out like us, like make sure that we honor ourselves in all of the sense, making sure that we understand exactly who we are, who God created us to be, and that we walk fully in alignment and in our purpose at all times. We have to put on a mask too much for too long. And I want to make sure that I am here to help us take it off. So I'm very welcomed that you are joining me today to share your particular story. Okay. Now, today's topic for sure, we are going to be covering honoring the wins, everything of what that means, whether it's small, whether it's big, because everything you should celebrate. When you accomplish it, you celebrate it. Okay. We want to recognize the growth, the breakthroughs, and the blessings. So, you ready to do this? You ready to just jump on in? Splash. The water's fine.
Look, as much as you tried to prepare me and it all like came together, I said, I guess this is it. I guess I am ready. Look, even when I think I'm not really ready, like I'm like, I feel like I need to gather some other stuff. But I guess, God, the God in me said, no, you're ready. That's it. We're doing it.
Exactly. And that's the part that we want to make sure that everyone watching understands too. Everything that you need, you already have. So go ahead and just shake them butterflies off, or ants.
Oh, the ants, I know, right?
and just be, because that's the whole point, just to be. So my first question to you, well, let's see how many other features is going to cooperate and actually show. Okay, we gonna see. Let's see. I'm gonna try it out. Yay! All right, that one worked.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because that's what we're doing today. Honoring the wins with Majestic. All right. Now, well, first, before I get all in your business, all in your Kool-Aid and everything, how did you get started with Body by Nature? How did that come about?
Oh, So I've always been interested in the body from about elementary. I can say that I started like thinking about the shape of my body, as being a young girl. We would wear those skirts and how the back would be all hotched up and the front would be down. And I don't know, I just I started thinking about, my body and like nutrition, like came to mind. Of course, we were asked, probably at least by the fifth grade, and was taking those field trips. What do you want to be? What do you want to be? I had no idea, but I knew that nutrition was like coming to me, and so I started with that. Just kind of like didn't know really what I didn't really know what I was doing, but just started like really focusing on like my eating habits. Can you believe it? At 10, 11 years old, I'm thinking, well, I guess maybe young girls do that.
Because it's life.
Kind of started with that. I'm trying to decide if I should mention, but I guess I will mention. So I did have a health food store at one point in my life on this journey, 20-year journey. I had a health food store, but then Body by Nature came about because I was reading a lot about the psychology, and I wanted to know about the body. Like I wanted to know what my body was, how my body was speaking to me before illness set in. Like I guess I was just determined not to be sick later on in life, and so I started there, and then I was talking to someone about it. I'm in my room, I'm reading all these books, and I'm just in tears because the body. Let me tell y'all, I did take a course in it was a physical therapy assistance, San Antonio program at St. Philip's College. And we had to take these prereqs. And so I was under, looking at the microscope, and I'm seeing the wonders of the cells. I was like, how could anybody look at a cell in the lab and not know that there's some greater source, divine cells are amazing. Cells are an entity all on themselves, and they don't have to necessarily have eyes and nose, whatever, but they do just they operate just like the body, like our whole body does. It secretes, it does everything. It thinks, it moves, it knows what to do, when to do, and we don't have to think about it. And so I was intrigued by that, and taking that course plus the earlier years, and then someone told me, well, hey, why don't you go look into it? And so massage therapy was the program. I chose massage therapy because not because I thought I was going to be a massage therapist, and I fought it all the way through. I mean, all the way to the final exam. Like I was like, I'm not a massage therapist. I just take this class.
Not in the class. Like in the class, I don't know about this.
With my instructor, I told her I am not doing no interviews. And on the back of my exam, I turned it over and I was like, I told y'all I'm not doing no business plan because I'm not going to be no massage therapist. But, the God in me said, yes, you are. And 2 weeks after graduating that program, I was working for a Black chiropractor in Austin.
2 weeks?
2 weeks after graduating my massage class, I was working with a chiropractor, and so then within a month after finishing the whole program, I had my certificate as a licensed massage therapist. So I was like, here I was, the one that was saying, I'm not doing that. I just really wanted to be around amongst others who were talking about the body, and that was, and I use that as an outlet.
Okay, at least you do what you wanted. Well, you know what? I love that you shared that, because a lot of people, it's business when you go back to school. Like you have a need that you're trying to fulfill, right? You're hungry, bills need to get paid. And sometimes you do pick stuff that you're not interested in. But you're right. God knows what he's doing. He's like, well, go this way. Because there's a lot of things you said no to when you chose that one still, right? So that's cool. You say all the way through class, I'm not doing this.
All the way through class. I was like, they were talking about like massaging on somebody's body for 2 hours. I was like, what? What? Look, the first, because I had never really gone to a massage place, spa. Had
So
never
you really
got.
just was interested in the body
I
and
was
then kind of
interested in the body,
ended
and
it.
I wanted to learn some more, and I needed to be in. I felt like I needed to be in a class so that it could kind of like force me to learn more about the anatomy, and
Okay.
and I can talk to other people about the anatomy.
Okay. All right.
I know. I know. I know. I
See,
felt so
so
bad. I felt so bad when I finished after I graduated. I was like, I should, and I still, now I think about it, I should have sent her a letter and apologized for my behavior.
I was like, you was cutting up that bad. Okay.
Cause we had,
So,
that
look,
she
you can
wanted
go
to
ahead
go.
and tell it to her. She might be watching. Go ahead and tell her.
Oh, I forget your name, teacher, but I am so sorry for that behavior. I didn't know. I did not know that it was what I was going to do. But you were right. You were right. We needed that plan.
Okay.
Definitely need a plan in business, period.
All right. So let's go ahead and jump in. So, what personal growth or healing have you experienced that deserves celebration but often goes unnoticed? Okay. What a part of this journey. You've been through it and it should be celebrated, but you often don't think about it.
Unnoticed. What part? Miss Pennie, what I've learned in the 20 years on this journey, I can't really think of anything that goes unnoticed because I learned to celebrate everything.
Okay.
From the little bit of whatever little minute success I experience, I've learned to celebrate it, in some kind of way. I'm gonna find some kind. I usually will lean toward, of course, my passions. Like I love to dance. So
Okay.
like last week, I had been working so hard. Oh, I've been working so hard, girl. I didn't even tell you about this yet because we haven't talked in a while, but I had been working so hard since I've been back, so which is kind of part of my journey is I've been working on my family's estate, and I was able to complete my documents. So last week I took myself out to dance, girl.
Okay.
Whatever it is, girl, I'm gonna celebrate.
No, that's cool, especially with
Can you give
leaving
me
and
an
coming back.
example of like something like maybe because maybe I'm missing something. I'm just trying to think if there's
Well, one, the fact that you're so present that you don't really feel like you've missed anything,
yeah.
that's worth
Okay,
celebrating
yeah,
by
yeah,
itself.
okay. I'm like,
You know what I mean? Like that's worth celebrating by itself because most people are just so busy living through life, check to check, like you're not really even paying attention to what it is that you're doing. So the fact that you are self-aware and that you are present, that's huge by itself.
oh, okay, because I was like, wait a minute, I hate to, I just, yeah, it's been a practice, y'all. It's been 20 years. 20 years on this journey. It's been a practice, and I have certainly learned that, no matter what it is, I am thankful for myself for whatever I do. Showing up right here today. We're gonna celebrate today. What you doing later, girl? No.
I know, right? Being like, it's like you have no anyone at any moment, you have no clue the obstacles that somebody has to go through just to show up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like really, some people like whether it's late, whether it's lower energy,
Yeah.
whether it's just eventually, you have no clue what that is that they had to go through just to show up.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. Showing up is everything, and I'm really happy that you showed that. But I would think a personal growth and healing portion. I don't know. You seem like you've been very, very inquisitive your whole life. Like that's what I heard. You said you was curious about your body, elementary school.
Yeah.
So I would think with being so curious that I wouldn't think that you probably, I guess, had like regrets in a sense or things that you weren't paying attention to because being that focused on your body already and then that being what you're doing right now, you must have kept the course. Like, was there any time that you were off course where this was my focus, I want to learn about my body, and then that you wasn't doing that? Like anything in life, did you ever get distracted just from life?
So I'm not as perfect as I like to be. Uh, but I'm always striving for perfection, and like certainly, like like I said, I mentioned, I had on this journey, on this 20-year journey. When I left San Antonio in 2006, I was living out in Canyon Lake. I established a health food store there. And although I was into, my health food, I mean, we look, that really is really, really tough, because I remember at one time uh, I was learning about like the ingredients that in foods. And so because I wanted to be the health food store where when you come to shop, you didn't have to like read through labels and try to figure stuff out. I wanted to make sure the things that I had in that store was safe to eat. And
thank you.
And at one point, I was even sending stuff back to the distributors, because I was like, this guy, because there's a certain thing called hidden MSG. And so even as perfect as I tried to be with that, it was too much and too overwhelming, and it was the process is so long. And so I mean, I guess it would be like times like that. And then I've been on this, do I want to eat meat, no meat, all of that, so it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I bless it and I move on. So I would say, yeah, that would be something that, you just can't be absolutely certain about. Even the vegetarians, you can't be, because you just can't. Like, you just can't. So I had to like let some things go like that.
No, I now look, I'm with you with that. I was about to say, because I don't know how much of my background but just I'm like I was completely disabled, completely sensitive to everything, like bubble girl, no red dye number 40, no MSG, like nothing that was artificial. Like I was sick from everything. At one point, the only thing that wasn't making me sick was lettuce and rice. Like that was the only thing that I could eat that wasn't going to make me sick. Okay. So I do understand what you're talking about with that hidden MSG. It's like during that journey, that's when I found out like 13 different names for it. And I'm
yeah,
it's a headache. Don't ask questions you don't want to know. Like, don't go down that journey reading labels.
Oh man.
Or the process of food if you don't want to be traumatized, right? Because it's a deep rabbit hole for real. Yeah. But at some point, especially because I had so much and I had learned so much during that journey, it was like you got to pick and choose your battles, because you still got to eat to live.
Yeah.
Right. So yes, the food is not necessarily great. You can't grow pizza. I was in my feelings when I found out I couldn't grow pizza. I was like, I want everything in the garden, but I can't grow pizza and nachos. This is gonna hurt. But you have to pick your journey, and you have to make sure that you're mindful. So thank you for being that type of business owner who's doing that kind of inner work for us, because it is difficult, especially if you're new to the game. Like you're like, okay, I just want to be healthy. You don't know all those different names and labels. So thank you for being that kind of owner. Really, it means a lot.
To myself, to my own self, be true.
Hey, look, you was carrying the weight for all of us, so I appreciate you. So what about this one? Who or what support system helped you reach this victory, and how important has community been in your success?
Ooh. Oh, ooh, wow. My best friend, her name, she went by the name Athena. That's what prompted me to search for my name, which became Majestic. It was because my best friend Athena, I mean, when they say, people, situations, circumstances, come into your life. And so I always, when people and situations are happening, I'm always like looking to see like what purpose they're going to serve in my life. And she, to this day, let me see, I met her in 2000, like the end of 2005, and all the way to this day, 20 years. She's been very instrumental. I mean, just a regular basic person, no superstar or whatever. In her, I mean, for me, she was a superstar, and in her mind, she was a superstar too. She was a warrior goddess, and she was very instrumental The community of when I was living in Canyon Lake, it was the first time I felt like I experienced community.
Really?
Though
How
that
old were you?
how old was I?
Yes.
40.
And that was the first time experiencing community?
That was the first time I felt like, that's what I'm saying. Like coming back to San Antonio is like, I wasn't really interested in coming back to San Antonio because I felt like I didn't feel no connection here other than, my mom, but my mom, but we weren't even connected at the time for 20 years. Yeah.
See, nope. I'll
I
be
mean,
like,
I
see,
was,
we got to do better, y'all.
yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah. So, but Canyon Lake, the community in Canyon Lake, those people embraced me. And when I had the idea to have that health food store, they were like, come on. They were like, what? And I mean, the businesses in Canyon Lake, I had products on the north side and the south side of the lake because those businesses opened their arms to me. And they were like, what do you want to do? They put up a big old billboard sign. I wish I would have took a picture. See, I wasn't into
we ain't have a lot of pictures and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like these phones now. Now you can just take pictures of everything. We take pictures before we
what I'm saying? Like, like I never really thought about, like I saw this, I remember like seeing the sign. I was like, oh, wow, that was nice. But they were like so loving. So it was just like part of an extension of, who they were, the Chamber of Commerce. I was a member of the chamber there, and so they put up this big billboard sign, welcome me. The name of the store was Whole Bean.
Really?
And so they had, and like I said,
I love small towns. Well,
when
they cool, when they nice.
They had gyms everywhere on both sides of the lake, and so all the gyms had I'm telling you, they were so loving. That's my first community.
Wow. See, now, what would you say with your whole journey? What is like the number one or top victory that you would want to celebrate today?
That I made it back home.
I like that.
That I made it back home to live out my purpose for being here. And let me tell y'all this. So I know a little bit about astrology. I started studying astrology. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of terms out there, whatever. And I'm just, I never really sat down in a class to learn it. I just get bits and pieces like here and there. And, and I don't use astrology like people do with the horoscopes. Like, I don't let it dictate to me what's going to happen. I usually am having the experience, and then I'll look back in my tool chest to see
like reflection.
How it matches. If it was true or not. I'd be like, okay, so like with all this technological stuff going on, I'm like, okay, I know that Mercury's in retrograde. So I could kind of excuse it because, I know some people probably don't believe it, but, we're just more than just this 3D here. We, there's cosmos. I mean, people can appreciate the sun and the moon, but it's more than just the sun and moon. There's other planets that are out there that are operating that affects us too. And so, but anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I know myself blowing away. What was I telling you?
I was to say you were going back into, what you have studied, but just how'd you get here and celebrating coming back home and fulfilling your purpose now?
In astrology, after getting back home, so I had kind of started hearing about the natal chart. I knew some, how some planetary alignments, affect me according to my natal chart. And then I was here one day, and I just decided, because as I'm listening to the different astrologers, I said I need to get that whole chart, because I had printed it out before, and I don't know where it's at, somewhere. But anyway, I was like, I need to look at that chart because I want to see what else. Because they always be saying if the planet is at this degrees and that degrees or whatever. And so I was like, I need to see my chart again. And when I looked at my chart, I actually like read through the whole entire things instead of just picking things out of there. I just read through the whole thing, and it said that my destiny, part of my mission, I came here to be a change maker, to set up my family's legacy. Like
It just so happened to be in there.
it was in there, girl. It was in there, and I was like, and that's all. But I knew, I knew that when I got here, I had some things I had to do as far as working on our estate, my mom's estate, and so I knew I was going to do that. But it was like when I saw that in there. Yes. So yeah.
So you was like, I'm in alignment.
So I'm in alignment. I'm on. I said, oh, I'm on purpose. Because you know how you can feel when you're just don't you don't know what am I here to do? Because I mean I've often asked myself that being on my journey alone. That's another thing, part of that journey too. I'm being alone. Being a change maker oftentimes is very, very lonely.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I can understand that. And I think anybody who's not just in leadership, but leadership, not just in business, but leadership of your family, leader of your household, in your relationships, just what it is that you do. It is it's long. What they say is lonely at the top. It's a whole saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's like, it's true. It's not just a saying. It's really true. Yeah. But you have to accept that you're different, that you're special, right? They wasn't giving coupons out like on Oprah. You know what I'm saying? You can be one, you're just like, okay, this is different. And I understand that, and I have to accept it, but it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
Girl,
acceptance is a hard part of the process.
Look, because I mean, it was not long ago. It probably was now I would say it's probably been within the last 2 years. I was like, three years. I'm 60 now, and I was like, it took me
60. I would have lost my money on that bet. What?
Look. I said it took me to 57 to finally realize what the heck was going on. How come I'm telling you, I was going to shamans in Mexico to find out how come I was left alone. Because I was like, what the H, the E double. Hockey stick.
I remember that. So how was that for you? It's one thing. I mean, and a lot of us, we spend our whole lives trying to figure out who we are. So what was it like to go through all these more extremes to really find out, I'm really intentionally trying to find out who I am. I have to know who I am. And then that moment when you're like, I got it.
I always wanted to know. I wear this ring. I've been wearing, oh man, I don't even know how long. So many years. 20s. I was in my 20s. So 40 plus years. I wear this ring, says, to thine own self be true. And I mean, I really, really wanted to embody that. Is that noise too loud? It's my male person is here.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I really wanted to feel because I mean, it doesn't matter to me who I was to anybody else. It really mattered to me who I am when I'm left with myself. When I gotta be by myself, I wanted to be good with myself and know that I can rest in peace that I'm being true to myself. I don't care about necessarily about nobody else. I just needed to start with me first. And then but like I said, going through that, I mean, I tell you, sometimes we'd be God, can you just show us? But I mean, he takes us through that. But I think if he really showed us what our journey, I probably would have been like I was in that classroom saying, I'm not doing it. But I'm glad I made it through that. I'm glad I got to this side to honor this side of the journey. That's why when you asked me that question, it was like, this right here is the best feeling ever after 20 years. this is discovering who I am. This is the best
See,
to be
now,
to know thyself.
yes, how at any point, how like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You better hope so. Like you don't have to be anything. You can always reset and
Yeah,
recalibrate at
yeah.
any point. And I love that. And girl, I'm still stuck on 60 because I'm like, you got this much energy still? You must have been a firecracker when you was younger. I'm gonna have to just
That's
ask your mama. Like,
that's the holistic health approach. Remember,
well, now were you
I had
always like that? Did you always have energy or did it come later?
you think it's energy? Oh,
What would you call it?
yeah, yes, yes. And my mom and they used to kind of like I used to feel bad about it because they used to say, "Girl, what are you doing now? What are you up to now?" I thought it was terrible that I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to do. I wanted to do everything.
Everything.
Everything. I'd be like,
And
I
you
want to
can't
do this, I
tell
want
me
to
I
do that.
can't.
And them craft shows. Girl, did you ever watch the
I had
HGTV?
to stop. Like even now, I can't turn it on. I can't even play with it. One of my favorite stores is Home Depot and Michael's. I'll be excited. I'll be like, I gotta go. I can't. I don't even play with it because I'm like, I want to do everything. And in my head, I can. We're
Yeah.
going to build this building right here in the backyard. Who
Oh,
cares?
look,
I'm making an indoor pool right in the kitchen. I don't care. Like I have to like
I like
stay
that.
away
Yeah.
from it. And that was before they had all the options. Now they have so many different options for everything. I don't know who I'd be if I had this many options when I was younger. Because I wanted it all. I just wanted to do everything.
Yes. Like I just couldn't. You just can't put me in no box. I'm not a
Even
box.
now,
Ugh.
that was one of the things that I absolutely just disagreed with in the business portion of growing, where you have to focus on one thing.
Oh
You have
yeah.
to focus on one thing, be a master at that one thing, and then you can move on to the next. I'm like, first of all, I'm a woman. And as women, we think in past, present, future, plan A, B, and C. We don't do anything solitary. So we don't know how to do that. Human octopus. So I'm like, does that do one thing at a time? I understand the concept. And maybe somebody can actually do that. But I'm like, I'm not built that way. We're gonna do at least 3 to 5. Like I can't calm it down. I can't calm it down. And then
Exactly.
I got to start it with the business, and then it was like, this is your business. The whole point of having your own business is to do it the way that you want or you feel necessary. Once I realized that, I was like, oh shucks. Everybody else deuces with that one at a time. Do what you feel is right. Do what you can. Do as you wish. See? Now, what about this one? So what encouragement would you give to a woman who may be in the middle of their journey or not yet seeing their breakthrough? Because you have a lot of experience, and see, I'm gonna have to bring you back on here because just the stuff that you named, you had a couple lives there, Miss.
Yeah. A lot of, yeah.
You had a couple lives.
Yeah. I would say, first of all, you got to be true to you. You got to be true to you, and what is that in you that excites you? Be true to that. Say no matter what nobody else is saying, no matter what it look like or whatever. You gotta be in touch with that, and then let that shine. And and believe. Like I mean, I know it's kind of cliche, but you gotta believe it when nobody else believe it. That's it. Point blank. Period.
Now, when did you come into that understanding of what you just shared as far as encouragement? Like when did you get that? How old were you? Or what was your situation when you figured that out?
I would say around 40 when I was when I met my best friend Athena.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of really like helped me really helped me become me, because what I saw in her, like she was the first. What I loved about that friendship is that she was just so pure and authentic. It was like you could see like this, the scriptures talk about like, having that childlike, being childlike.
Mm-hmm.
She had that childlike essence and that curiosity, and she would ask whatever, like she wasn't trying to, like, I like that when she would go out into the world, she wasn't trying to, like, if it sounds stupid to somebody else, she was just being her. And I used to say, girl, you can't be angry. Like, I mean, to me, I was feeling like embarrassed
I like
sometimes
her.
because she was just but she left me that gift. She left me that gift. And yeah, so it started at 40. I started kind of, working with that. And I remember like, and then we were like closely related for about, I think probably like maybe 7 years, and then she moved off to so she was physically around me for about 7 years, and when she left me, I would just always just remember. I would always say, "What would Athena do? What would Athena do? What would Athena say?" I learned how to ask for whatever, no matter, like I say, no matter how dumb or crazy or whatever it seemed, you just be. And so I took that light and I carried that, and then I would say, I think I officially owned it at the 57, when I was I was trying to just figure out how come, I was left alone. Like, why am I here alone? Like, how come I don't have any friends? I didn't have no friends, no kids, no parents, no cousins. I mean, when I say alone, I was alone. Even in, as an entrepreneur, there was no net. When she was gone, I feel like it was no network after that.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, people came, but not like, I'm saying, like how she was in my life.
It must have an intimate relationship.
So I was trying to figure that out. And at 57, when God revealed that answer through it was the law of attraction. So he gave me that message. He was saying that, so I had, so we have all of these creative, we have desires. And so people like the law of attraction, that it says that which is likened to itself is drawn. So people like that part. Like, oh yeah, I just attract all of this, whatever. We like that part, but we forget about the other side, the other side. So God was like, spirit, source, divine, creator, whatever y'all, however you want to term it, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, Buddha. When that message came to me, spirit said, what is the opposite of attraction? I was all like, what is the opposite of attraction? Repulsion is the opposite of attraction. So there was like, spirit was like, in order for you to get those desires that you've been asking me about, so you want to attract those desires, those wanted things, but that means something's got to fall off. Something cannot, the repulsion is going to be that cannot go with you to the next level. For you to work in certain environments, there's going to be things that's going to be repulsed. And I was like, when I got that, I was good, girl. I was like, I mean, it's still like hurt and I feel sad because I'm still a human being. I'm a spirit in this human vessel, and so I still have accessibility to my human emotions. And so it was very it's sad sometimes that I have to be left alone, but what helps me get through that is I remember I was like, in order for me to get to what I want, I have to leave back some things. Some things can't go with me. Some people can't go with me. So I'm
hey, look, say that again for the folks in the back.
For the folks in the back, in order to manifest or have your desires met, some things cannot come along to the next level. Some things has to be left behind. And so I was like, okay, that person, that thing, that whatever, that situation is not meant for me. And I'm good with that. At first I was like, I mean, I'd be like, why that person didn't stay around? Now I'm like, oh, that person didn't stay around. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, guys. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, angels. Thank you, all that I am, was, and ever shall be.
You
I'm
feel like,
glad
thank
they
you for
yelling.
the
I'm
problems
glad
I
I didn't
don't
have to.
have.
Yeah, because I don't have to take myself through toxic, situations unnecessarily.
Mm-hmm. I like that you said that, because that part was, I want to say difficult to a point. I was used to being by myself and used to being around a lot of people at the same time, but not really feeling connected. Like that was normal. House full of people, always had, everyone's kids, and just my house was the place to be. So I always was surrounded by people, but I always felt lonely. And then when I realized that you just have to accept it, everyone's not going to think the same way you do. Other people aren't concerned with the same things you do. People aren't going to love the same way that you are. Not that they're not giving you love, but it's going to be different. It's going to be different. And you really have to not look outside of yourself to fill the voids and the lack that you feel. Once I learned that, it helped a whole lot, because then it was like, well, I ain't want to be looking over there anyway. Like, it was like, that's just too much work to be like searching and stuff like that, because I know on my own, I'm like, I'm cool. I didn't have that, I feel lonely type of thing. I didn't. I was always around people, so I didn't have a lot of time to myself. So it was just like, it's easier with me. I know who I am. I know what I like. I like what I'm doing type of thing. So when I realized I didn't have to keep trying to make it make sense, now that I am in a relationship or I have friendships or coworkers and things, it was like, no, at the beginning and the end of the day, you're going to always just have you.
Yeah.
Period. So you need to be happy. It took a lot of extra work off my back, for real. It was like, it's not fair for me to have expectations for you, right? And I don't care to keep chart. So I'll just make it easier. Like, let me just be. I'm just going to be who I am, regardless of whether you stay or you leave.
Yeah.
Whether it's here or there. And that part it was refreshing. I was like, I don't know what somebody else might call it, like, ooh, like, oh, maybe you selfish, or maybe you disconnected. And it's like, no, I'm just me. Like, I'm not, gonna be looking for you if you're not there. I'm good. Like, I'm good. And there's a wholeness there that we all share. There's a peace with just being able to be yourself.
Oh man.
It is. Because I didn't like the human part of being lonely. I was like, how is it that when I'm by myself, I'm absolutely fine, but in these relationships, I feel lonely?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I would feel lonely only when I'm dealing with other people in that type of intimacy, because it wasn't like matching up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't matching up. But other than that, I didn't feel lonely at all. So I was like, let me pay attention to that, because it was different. I mean, I know a lot of people that spend their whole lives only being good people when they're in relationships or when they're paired. When they're by themselves, they're not happy. They're not positive, and it's different. But it's like, that wasn't my story. That wasn't my story. So you finally got this stuff at 40 and 57. Those are some pivotal years. And those are big accomplishments too, because those people spend their whole life not getting that kind of clarity and not reaching that point. So I'm happy to celebrate this with you, that you did.
Girl, I was like 57. I was like, I went through all this long time. You just now telling me I'm up here. Girl, I was trying to figure it out though. I was trying to figure it out. I was like, why am I by myself? What the heck? Like, what is, like, I was like, how could not anybody not appreciate this goodness? Like, I know I'm good. I have to tell y'all, look, I know I am a very kind and considerate person, and I mean, like, I really embody the words that they say, treat others the way you want to be treated. And I don't do it just for that reason. I'm doing it because like I said, and ultimately, like at the end of the day, I need to be with me and I want to feel good about me. So I'm not doing it just because that's a commandment or whatever. I do it because I really want, I mean, I'm seeing the other person as me.
Yeah. So do you now, do you have a circle of people that you trust, or people that are like spirit and like mind, that you can, I guess, spend time with, even if it's not necessarily like an intimate relationship. Like, but do you have that now? Because I feel like until we actually know who we are, even the people you surround yourself with, it's not going to be exactly who you need, because you didn't know what you needed yet. You didn't know who you were. Like, it wasn't an informed decision. But now that you know who you are, like, are the people that's around you more nurturing, or do they feel better? Do you have that now?
Mm, well, I have to say, so I met you. Hey, y'all, don't look, by the way, y'all, don't miss Pennie Owens. Don't we look like we related? When I first saw her, I was like, I feel like that, like I know her. Like I would just hear about her on the WSAN, Ron's little jingle that he has on the show for her. But when I actually saw her interview with him, I was like, wow, that's my sister right there. But and then let me tell y'all another thing. So when Pennie finished that interview and we ended that, we were on the, should we tell them, Pennie?
Yeah, you could tell them.
We were on the phone, Pennie. How many hours that first day? It was, did we hang up?
Ridiculous. It was something ridiculous. Like, it was late on the
We
weekend.
went
Like,
into the wee hours.
Like, we ain't have nowhere to be the next day.
Look, exactly. I know it was.
It was something stupid. See, the first thing I'm gonna hear want to be like some 6 hours, because it was something stupid.
It was, yeah.
It was something real stupid.
And then we called each other. We went to sleep and woke. So I would say, so Pennie definitely felt like a great connection. You know, for me, I was so excited. I was so high after talking to you that day. I got to Austin. I called Ron. I can't tell you. Oh, Pennie's amazing. Like, yes. So I definitely felt that connection. You know, with you. When I got back to San Antonio, Sharon Bell Moses kind of helped me get out at, on the scene, moving around and stuff. Cool. But I want more. I want more, but it's, it's okay. And then like you say too, like, how you just get used to, when you just get used to being by yourself, I'm just like, it is what it is. And get together, we're gonna get together, and I'm thankful for that. So
I was about to say, life is,
but I don't have cool. I don't feel like and of course I don't disturb you, too often, right now. We got a lot of stuff going on. I got a lot of, I thought I'd turn my phone off. But yeah, so yes and no. So yes and no. Like I'm meeting people. I know you. I got Ron. He supports us. I love how when I first seen an opening, and so it's growing.
Okay, see. Okay, good. The Wi-Fi tried it. Just like, don't do it. It tried it. No, well, that's cool. Do you think that? Because you know what? Sometimes, like, be careful what you ask for. We can be at a place where we think we want something, and then when you get it, be like, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Uh-huh. So we're lonely, and then now, I mean, really, you kind of spotlighted. I hope you don't mind me lifting you up a little bit.
Oh, thank you, Miss Owens.
But it's like, what do you do if you start getting a lot of interest? If people start being like, hey,
I know.
I want to be your friend.
Hey, look, get them.
Be like, you're fine. You're fine. We're waiting on your background check first.
Okay.
Be like, you can't spend your whole life making sure you protect yourself till all of a sudden get what you wanted and it be not good. So we're going to do screening. We're going to do screening, everyone. Okay. We're going to fill out applications for friendship.
Y'all got it? Y'all got that? Look. You said not everybody get to you with her and Pennie. I think that's what you told me when we first talked. He's like, not everybody gets to talk to me because, girl, we was talking.
And it's hard. It's hard to have an undivided moment.
Oh,
So
well,
you have that kind of a long period,
woo,
like concentrated period in the
well,
middle of the week. I was like, that's special.
yeah, it was.
This
It
was
was.
allowed. That's how I felt about it. It was like God allowed this because
Yeah.
this never happens.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody that talks to me knows that, okay, I'll be able to talk to you in the car, transitioning from here to here.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I feel real special. Ooh, I feel real special and honored.
Yes, I was about to say it was interesting. It was really cool. But I hope that you continue to have the success that you've been having. And there's no doubt in my mind that you will. But I wish for you to continue with the clarity that you have worked so hard to get, right? That you've been a role model for a lot of women, and you probably don't even know that. It's one thing to not have like intimate relationships, but that don't mean that you're not being seen. Does that make sense? You know, when people see you, because it's like, I know, like, even when I looked at your pictures and stuff and like the way you showed up and you supported me at my event, it's like, it's colorful. You decked out from the top to the bottom and the floor and up. Like, you really catch people's eye. So people are always looking at you. They may not know what to do once they get there. Like, let me make sure my ducks is in a row because she looked like, you know what I'm saying, something serious. They may not be able to handle everything that you bring, but it doesn't mean that they're not still watching or learning from you. And that's why I thought it would be important for you to talk, because just in that time period of talking to you, like I said, you've had so many lives. I didn't even know how old you were. And it's like that energy. I mean, just the energy that just comes through your whole essence is amazing. It's amazing. You know, everybody can't smile that hard, Majestic. I'm just saying, it's magical. Everybody can't smile that hard at just period, especially even, and it's not latter years. Like, I'm gonna say 60 is the new 40. Because I mean, you look like you can still get arrested. I'm just saying.
Say that for the people in the back.
Be like 60 is the new 40. It's like, I'm sure you pop locking and stuff. And I saw one of the videos, you was on some skates. I'm like, see? You was like, okay, look, she grooving. Look,
Yes. One of my passions. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that you keep dancing. That you keep dancing.
Thank you. I told you I'm doing dancing tonight, right?
See, I know that's right. I know that's right. You know what? Okay, dancing. So this ain't got nothing to do with your celebrations and things. But what is it that what do you think about this new music? Or when you go out, do you listen to anything new, or you listen to, what you know?
So you know what? That maybe I was being protected. Cause I never really paid attention to a lot of the lyrics. I used to just hear music, right? I just hear music, I just start moving. And then one time my friend of mine, I was in Austin, and she was going to come to San Antonio because what's that guy's name? He's like a Southern soul singer, and for some reason, some told me, and because she wanted to know if I was going to want to come, and so I went to go look, and then for some reason I didn't heard the man's name before. I didn't line dance to his music, and for some reason I was led to look at the lyrics, and I went and looked at the lyrics, and I said, "Oh no, ma'am, I'm not." And then I said, "Oh, I need to start paying attention." Because I just be dancing. I just love a beat, and I'm just moving. I'm not really listening to the lyrics. But them lyrics in there that he had in there about, I mean, it's fine not to be judgmental, because we all have our own lives, our own journey. We all doing that. So I'm not judging. I'm just saying what's for me. I did not want to be a part of someone who was like, a man who was like, saying, I'm gonna have this woman and this woman, and I don't care what you say about it. And I was just like, I'm not supporting that. Now I might do it for free, but I didn't want to get my dollars. I was like, I'm not paying for that. Girl.
No, you it's hilarious.
So most of the time it's like with the food thing, you know what I'm saying, with the hidden MSG. It's like, okay, so some of the music is good, and if I can get past not hearing the lyrics, I'll do fine.
See, I
If I
have
hear the
to.
lyrics, it might, because like I said, especially like being a loner, and then it'd be like, man, I ain't gonna be able to go to that place no more.
See, pick and choose your battles. That's what that sounds like. Pick and choose your battles. Yeah, I've always listened to the music. I like the beat, and I used to love music. It was just a whole nother world.
With the lyrics too?
But no, just with the music, and it's like in reggae and things like that. Everybody know me, house music and reggae, just a whole different world. But the lyrics I can't unhear. It's like my vision might be poor, but I can't unhear this stuff. So a lot of things, it was like, I don't know about that. One word or two. Okay, you kind of skip over that.
Yeah,
I won't repeat that.
Okay.
Or a lyric where I get my spidey senses going. Like that was a little strange. But yeah, when I started to actually look back,
yeah, okay.
I was like, I was disgusted in a lot of stuff. Like there were some childhood songs that as an adult I looked in, and I want to call my mama and be like, I was in the car singing it out loud. Like, why would you let me sing? Like I was thinking about, like, mama, why would you let me be in the backseat singing 12 play? I knew that's all front and back to front. And it's like, he was not just counting, Mom. I know you know what he was singing. How you let me rock that in the back? No. I think, and then one of the reggae songs when it was what is it? Murder, She Wrote. I already thought it was bad because Murder, She Wrote. We're not killing people. We're just killing the beat. That's it. We're just killing the beat. And I'm like, what is she talking about? I found out maybe just a couple years ago. That whole song is about abortion.
Oh, really?
The whole song. Yes. And I'm like, what?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's like you put it to a fast beat. Yeah. And this is what we're doing. And I know, like, when I was younger, like listening to songs, if it had a slow song, I hear fast beat. Like I'm just pop it up and I'm a groove to it. It could be slow, but I'm automatically do it. So when music got faster, I just adapted right onto it. And I didn't even think about all the slow jams or all the sad songs that have fast beats. Like the song is actually depressive, but the beat is fast. And I'm like, that's such an oxymoron. Like it made me want to be really cautious. But I think for a while, as much as I love music, I stopped listening for a long time. Like God had to bring it back to me, being like, just be mindful. You don't have to turn the radio off. I was like, okay. I do miss some music, but it was bad. So I can
yesterday when I was out in the yard, my nephews, I know one of my nephews like Bruno Mars, and then that song came on about how he would what he gonna do with the grenade? Throw a grenade. He was gonna go in front of a train for you, and I said, no, y'all not. Because, these kids are young and impressionable, and they be thinking, they fall in love, they get their first love, and then they'll remember, hey, what Bruno Mars said, he going to go in front of a train for you. And
it's like, that's not a good reason at all. At all. No. See, now look, I be like, we not doing none of that. You not that cute. No.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, so I was like, I need to have a real sit down with them and talk about
paying attention
but
to the lyrics.
Because young people, they're impressionable. I mean, older people too, but I mean, especially
young
and you don't really know. That's all you know. Yeah, they need to have a good little sit down, because that music, I'm telling you, if he's enjoying that, and then later on he'd be like, oh yeah, Bruno Mars, I remember, he said he'll do all this for the one he loved.
Exactly. All of a sudden now you hear the words. It's crazy. Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate it. So first, thank you for being present. Thank you for showing up and sharing your time and your story, that smile and your glow. Like, you don't know what it means. And I can't wait to watch how this develops, get the feedback from other people watching, and just how you've provided some clarity. And it's really exciting. Like, you provide a lot of hope today, this lovely Tuesday, because you're more proof that it is possible to find out who you are. And it's proof that you can smile at all ages, that you can overcome being lonely, that you can have multiple business. I told you, I'm like bookmarking, like, okay, so we're going to have to come back and ask that, because I'm like, how many things have you actually done and touched? So I can't wait to feature you again, Miss Majestic. Everyone, I can't hear you, but just a round of applause Round of applause for Miss Jensen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for every woman out there who has a story to tell, because we do, for you are a voice of inspiration, you are a voice of hope, you are a voice of clarity, and you are just a voice of hope. No matter what that truth looks like, what you think it is, come on, bring it here with Pennie on Tuesdays. I'm telling you, it is worth 1,000 words. I really can't wait to see how this thing just unfolds on this Queen's Tribute Tuesday. Thank you, WSAN. Thank you, Mr. Ron Gordon, for sharing and allowing me to have this space on your station. Thank you, Majestic. Can you let the viewers know how they can find you and how they can find out how to get one of them massages that you was trying to keep to yourself?
Okay, but thank you, Pennie. I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you for this is new. This is new for me. Stepping out. I tend to background, so I really do appreciate that you invited me, to do this, and you were patient with me as we had to reschedule already once. So I really do appreciate you and what you're doing for leaders, leading the leaders. I love it. Thank you, Pennie. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you.
For San Antonio.
I'm looking forward to it. Everybody not looking forward to 2026, but I'm like, no.
Okay.
I'm looking forward.
Yes.
Looking forward.
It's been good for me too. How you can find me? I don't know. How can they find me? Okay, so let me see. Y'all look.
You have a whole website.
Look, I have the Facebook. What am I? Body by Nature Massage and Wellness on Facebook. How do they do that?
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna put the link to her Facebook page in the chat below. I will attach it to the video.
Thank y'all. Thank you, Miss Pennie. Thank you, Miss Pennie.
Look, and then I will repost this on YouTube. Since it didn't cooperate, we're gonna make sure that it still reaches there and that they can find you. So you go ahead and get ready for them folks. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Trying to clout in your sunshine and rainbow. I have a phone
number for the massage right now. I'm currently a mobile massage, but I'm probably only going to see those who have been vetted. I'm not just going, I'm a female. I'm not just going to anybody. So you might as well understand that right now. We'll be vetted first. Oh yeah, let me just tell y'all, destinations. I did just recently, 2 weeks ago, I did a destination massage. It was one of my favorite parks in Granger, Texas. About maybe 2.5 hours from here, from San Antonio. And so I love that. So if y'all into want to have a destination massage, a place where, like this guy, he just wanted to be out in nature and he wanted to be next to the water. And, that was being out in nature. That was it for me. So yeah, I did do that. I vetted him and he made it. And so we did that, but you can reach me at the phone number is 737-293-2709. You can call me there, and like I said, on Facebook, there's a WhatsApp link. You can click on that, and also you're able to reach me.
Well, thank you. Body by Nature, y'all here? Okay,
Body by Nature.
Miracles.
Because this body is designed by nature.
See. Well, no, I look forward to learning more about you and having you back on the show.
Thank you,
Pennie. So everyone, thank you for showing up today. And I will see you guys next Tuesday with our next guest. See you guys then.